Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. Going back over to Cloudwater and we're having a look at a can of Piccadilly Pilsner, which I believe, oh, it actually says it here. Inspired by a collaboration of the same name with Duration, this recipe dials in our favourite Pilsner profile. 4.2% ABV, classically hopped, celebrating 8 years of premium brewed craft beer, can't speak. Inspired by the joy of classic pubs, classic beers, lively pubs, and quaffable pints. I only had 2 beers. But yeah, lovely sort of like traditional-esque looking artwork. So, I do like a good Cloudwater lager. When I placed my order recently, I was gutted that they didn't have any Hellers available. So I thought, you know what, I'll just try a can of this. So, beer in the glass then, and it's a very hazy Pilsner. Really nice, sort of like amberish hue to it. A little bit golden as well. Just shy of 2 fingers worth of white creamy head. Every beer I seem to pour has just underneath or thereabouts of 2 fingers worth of creamy looking head, it seems. In fact, the more I think about it, the more darker that looks to me. But I'm not going to complain. I like an unfiltered lager. Let's see what we get on the nose. Don't dip your nose in, that's never a good thing. There's something about this that's a little bit different than your bog standard Pilsner. Not, quality. Not that, but, well, it is quality. So like I said, Cloudwater brew lagers very, very well. There's like a little bit of like a slight white pepper aroma I'm getting. A little bit grassy, herbally. Maybe a slight squeeze of lemon. I do find Pilsners to be slightly more citrusy than like a Hellers or something like that. Lovely malt profile. And obviously Duration, they've got like a little bit of a funk to them, don't they? So there is a little bit of a funkiness. But it's not too detached from what you expect from a very well-brewed, high-quality Pilsner. This one's nice, but there's just something a little bit different about it on the nose. Anyway, without any further ado, let's give it a taste. Cheers, folks. And just like the nose, there's just something a little bit intriguing about it. Body is wonderful. It's got that sort of like Zwickle, Keller beer, land beer sort of like creaminess to it almost, but still being light, full-bodied, earthy. I don't know why people do that, where they have a sip and then like hold the glass up here, like go, I'm getting the word. Yeah, it's a little bit softer, more rounded. There's a very slight crispness to it. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. There's just this sort of like savoury funk on the back end almost. Like a bruised fruit that's gone a little bit dry and savoury. Yeah, that's really, really nice. It's what you expect from a Pilsner. Maybe a little bit more rounded and full-bodied than your bog standard, even a high quality brewed Pilsner, like a smoothness to it. A little bit of earthiness. You get that slight sort of like dry grain element as well. Oh, it's going down an absolute treat. It really, really is. This is bang on. That musky malt flavour as well if you breathe in as you're drinking it, which is a weird thing to do when you really break it down. Oh no, this is not going to last long at all. You could absolutely cane that. You really, really could. Nothing like drastically flavoursome about it. But then again, this style doesn't need to be like that. Yeah, if you see this on tap, you're going to have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful pint. And in can form. Yeah, this is definitely one that I should have got a 4-pack of when I did my order. But I was so dismayed and heartbroken that Cloudwater Helles wasn't available. I don't know if they still brew that regularly or if that's become a bit more of like a rotational sort of thing. Because for me at one point, Cloudwater Helles was the best like craft brewed lager in the UK. And that's what I love about a lot of breweries who obviously, you know, we all know Cloudwater. If it weren't for them, I don't think we'd be so massively in love with hazy pales and IPAs and double IPAs like we are. With their, you know, their version series, which was, you know, true like pioneering, but common sense brewing. Do you know what I mean? Because all the stuff you were getting from America, that, you know, that Vermont style, and Cloudwater really like latched onto that. And I remember like the really early days of Cloudwater where it was like the seasonal brewery, which I think they I mean they still do like the seasonal annual releases, but there was that sort of, you know, like when you get these high quality yet overtly wanky restaurants where it's like, oh well, the menu changes week from week. It depends what's in season. It depends where we source it from. You know, you'll never have the same meal twice in a month. It's like, you know, that sort of like feel where it's like, yeah, we'll just cook whatever we've got here and we'll make a menu of it. Get here quick, or else you're gonna, you know, miss out. But yeah, Cloudwater in bottles, it was like you didn't know what you were gonna get from like release week to release week. And I think they have moved away. I think the industry, for the most part, has moved away from that sort of thing. But the lager was, I still remember it. And it's not even like a pivotal memory in my life. But I remember I was out in Manchester, went to Cloudwater. I think this is when they were first, you know, open under the arches where they were initially. And I loved the Helles so much. I bought one of their glass growlers, got that full of Helles, brought it home, and had a wonderful experience. Not to say that Cloudwater haven't grown exponentially in terms of like prestige and quality since then, but yeah, I love the fact that it all like honed into what brewers like to drink. Do you know what I mean? Good sort of like traditional styles. And then when breweries take that and do it themselves, there was a time where Cloudwater for me were probably the only sort of like really reputable brewery producing lagers. Of course, now fast forward, you've got breweries dedicated to those styles, like Don Zoco. What's what are they called out of Bristol? Lost and Grounded, New Barns. Although a lot of these breweries will still brew different sorts of beers, because at the end of the day, I'm sure there'll be like a graph or actual statistics that would prove me wrong, but probably the most like consumed and sold styles right now are your hazy pales, your hazy IPAs, your hazy double IPAs. And a lot of these breweries are now we're not just a lager brewery. Although I think Baybrook, I'm not seeing anything that's not a lager from Baybrook. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I don't know what point I'm trying to make. But a lot of these breweries sort of like lost track of, we're just like a lager brewery. It's like, no, we need to get the money in. We need to get, do you know what I mean? I'm sounding like a woman from a Crystalia stand-up bit. Back of my mind thinking, that's a comment you probably shouldn't have said. But fundamentally, this is wonderful. It's something a little bit different. Doesn't deviate too much to the point where it bastardizes the style. And I've just realised I'm vaping like a twat. But then again, I've got a long sleeve Everton t-shirt on with a cardigan. My life's just a mess. You find yourself sometimes just looking out into the vast, empty void that is life, and then all of a sudden, your reflection appears and judges you as a person. I've rewatched the first series of True Detective, so I'm in proper like Matthew McConaughey character mind. I really relate to Matthew McConaughey's character in True Detective. What a masterful series that is, by the way. This is all a bit. I've got a happy, content life, but I like to play on the part of being a Bukowski, depressed, Ernest Hemingway type character. I'm not confident to go down the narcotic alcohol route that the likes of Hunter S. Thompson went down. In fact, I think most of those, writers would fundamentally despise me as a person. But isn't it amazing how an alcoholic beverage can make you really philosophical and, put yourself into a borderline, fucking existential crisis? Where did it all go wrong? Anyway. Oh,